Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your July 2017 Astro Update. It's Rena here. So in July we have a concentration of two signs, lots of transits in these two signs, Cancer and Leo. For Sagittarius, these involve the 8th and 9th houses of the zodiac, which are ruled by Scorpio and Sagittarius respectively. So you have planets that begin in the 8th house, and this is a house that is a water house, emotional and spiritual. In the case of Scorpio, it's all about the mysteries of life. Mysteries in general, secrets, underneath the surface type of things, intimacy. And the sun is going to be in this house for the first few weeks, and then it goes into the 9th house. The 9th house is the house of our philosophy of life. It's higher education. It deals with issues surrounding, long distance travel, any kind of expansive activities. I mean, think of it. University, the whole idea of it is to expand your mind and learn new things. So anything along those lines is favored with the 9th house. And the sun goes into this house on July 22nd. We have Mercury going from that 8th house to the 9th house on July 5th. So there's a lot of thoughts about the ideas of what we, the meaning of life, I would say, which is pretty heady stuff. And then it goes into the 10th house on July 25th. So then it's more practical because it's dealing with career matters in the sign of Virgo. So what could that mean? Well, in terms of career, a Sagittarian may be thinking about the type of career that they want to go into or to change over to, and it might be something spiritual. For instance, you might be working, I don't know, maybe you're just in a bank or something, and you say, I've always wanted to be a yoga teacher. I would say that's the 9th house. And so you may look into that. You're the 8th house. The Mercury in the 8th house is like, what is the meaning of life? This can't be all there is. And then when Mercury goes into the 9th house, it's like, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to become a Reiki master. I think I'm going to become a meditation teacher. And then the 10th house on July 25th is, okay, this is how I'm going to go about doing it. Mercury is about the way that we think about something and what we're thinking about. So Mars is starting off in Cancer for the first few weeks, very close to the sun because it goes into Leo on the 20th and the sun goes into Leo on the 22nd. So Mars gives us drive. It gives us that energy to pursue whatever it is that we're pursuing. In the 8th house, it's issues, as I've just mentioned, issues involving any kind of deep thinking. But it can also be issues involving an inheritance or other people's money where there's some kind of a conflict. And that certainly would be the case if you were dealing with an estate and you were fighting with other people, because Mars can indicate fighting. It can also be sexual because Mars is a planet, you could call it the companion to Venus. Venus and Mars go together, but Venus is the romantic side of things. Mars is I call it the lustful part of it. And in the 8th house, it could be a lot of sexual activity, for lack of a better way of putting it. Or just, as I say, it could be, doing detective work. And that detective work can run the gamut from any kind of issue that you suspect is not what it appears to be. it could be coupled with an inheritance issue where you suspect that you're being lied to about something, and you do your own detective work. Venus is starting out the month in Taurus, and that's your 6th house of health. And on the 4th of July, it goes into the 7th house of committed partnership in Gemini. So because you see Mars took the lead in that regard, and Mars has already been through this house, you may have had a conflict with a partner, and now you're experiencing harmony restored. Maybe you had even separated with a partner, because we have had these planets traveling through the 7th house, but this is a very nice influence, and so it should be something positive in that regard. Venus can bring money to whatever house she travels through, so any money that is possible, to be made through partnerships or clients. And then Venus goes into Cancer on the 31st, the last day of the month. There's that 8th house again. So money, other people's money. It could be that you begin to see the results of all of your efforts, where you have had Mars going through that 8th house, and Venus is the cleanup crew and bringing the money. Perhaps you had to kind of go on the war path, where when it comes to some kind of issue, you felt like you were getting the short end of the stick, and you didn't think it was fair. So we have a full moon in Capricorn on the 9th of July, and this is the 2nd house of earned income. So full moons can be many things. Now, a full moon could be an ending of an income stream. The full moon could bring awareness to an issue regarding the money that you earn. But the full moon can also bring things to a head, culmination. If you were working on something and it finally is done, and you collect whatever is meant to be made, if it's a kind of a contract work, something where you don't get paid until you finish the job, that could be you finishing the job and getting paid, and maybe you're getting a lot of money at once. But I feel like the full moon can be a time of increase, because it's at its most potent point. So I always see full moons as more of something, and in this case, more money. So just be like me, since I am a Sagittarius sun too, and just look at the bright side. There will be, and I haven't looked, but I'm assuming there's going to be a conjunction with Pluto at this time. I'm talking about transiting Pluto at this full moon, which is at 17 Capricorn. Let me bring that up right now real quick, because I think that there's not much. Let's see at the time. Oh, wow. So it's going to be at 18, because Pluto is retrograding, so it's losing degrees. So yeah, we can call it a conjunction. Sometimes with moon aspects, they don't allow much of an orb, maybe just a couple of degrees. So yeah, it's a conjunction with Pluto, and some people say, oh my God, that is so intense, that's so terrible. Well, I have a natal Moon-Pluto conjunction, so, just sit with that for a second. It's not a bad thing. It can be intense, yeah, but sometimes, full moons are already intense. And the thing about our society is that we tend to like frivolity, superficiality, and anything that makes you think, that has a little bit of gravitas, we act like, oh, that's terrible. No, Actually, if you think about it, with a conjunction between the full moon and Pluto, what it can be is incredibly transformative, because full moons are transformative, purifying, and so is Pluto. So it's like, talk about a combination for transformation at that point. For you, it's in the second house of earned income. So what I would say about this to think about is, what kind of ways can I earn money and at the same time have the sense that I am contributing something transformative to other people? Because Sagittarians want this, to do this anyway. And, I think one of the reasons that New Agey types of people tend to not like money or earning money to begin with, and therefore they tend not to have it, is because there's this thought of it being like very crass and shallow. And actually, if you are doing something which really feels like you're making a difference in other people's lives at a very deep level, that money is like, it's kind of like alchemy, and it becomes this amazing, it's like gold. So I would look at it that way. I'd look at this full moon as a chance to really think of ways that you want to earn money that also have this very deep connection to life itself, and helping to transform it, not on a superficial level, not on somebody else's, not with somebody else's life philosophy, but with your own, in your own way. And, other things that this could do is, this could be something that you earn. Maybe you'll manifest something where you can actually have that sense of freedom as a Sagittarian that you really love. And in other words, with that feeling of the moon combined with the transformation of Pluto, with, the money that you earn, it goes way beyond just, collecting a paycheck. I'm not saying this is happening right now. I'm saying this is something you can envision for yourself and not look at it in a one-dimensional way. And then finally, there's a new moon in Leo, 0 degrees of Leo, on the cusp with Cancer. And this is going to be, for Sagittarians, the 9th house of what I had said earlier, the higher mind. So that means philosophy, that means academia, that means, so these are opportunities for you. Foreign travel, long distance travel. Doesn't have to necessarily be out of the country, but just, not in another state, or if you live in Europe, just in, in nearby, I guess in Europe, a lot of the countries are like states in the United States, where it's like you can be in a totally different country, but it's next door to you. So it's about experiencing something that you haven't experienced before. Foreign cultures, foreign people, new ideas. And publishing for some people can be featured. And the thing about this is we have 2 new moons in this area. Okay, the other one being in August, and the one in August will be a solar eclipse. In addition to that, the North Node is in this 9th house for Sagittarians for the next year and a half. So this kind of underlines or emphasizes this particular house, which is our natural house. So I have to think that this is a very lucky time for Sagittarians. because of all these things coming together. And I would say even with that full moon in the second house, that there is something afoot that is going to transform us in terms of the money that we earn. And I'm going to say it's going to be for the good. And it may be beyond your wildest dreams, that you never thought you could earn so much money, you know. And some people are like that they really have limitations on that. And this can be you totally detoxing from that concept and really believing that the sky's the limit. I would say the sky is limitless. But so this is wonderful, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, I'm currently offering my natal chart interpretations on sale, and I also have other type of readings. You can click on the link below or just go to rainandmoonastrology.com. But I do wish you all the best in July. Take care. Bye.